Welcome to the K-2 channel. You K-2s, you welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I ask you to subscribe. You like the material that I'm getting ready to present to you, like the video. Well, guys, it's a beautiful, wonderful 86-degree day in Omaha, Nebraska, OMA, or the Big O as we call it. I'm glad to have you here. Guys, let me tell you, we've talked about, in my last couple videos to you guys, I've talked about decoding the past when you want to do your budget, when you're starting your debt-free process, right? To put money away in your emergency fund to build wealth, right? That pathway. And it starts with your budget. But I also talked about how you have to sometimes know your spending ways, right? Know your money habits, right? That goes back to coding the past and knowing how that happened for you, right? We talked about that. But today I want to talk about something I've been promising you guys, is talk about needs and wants. For a lot of you guys, it's going to be a reminder, but for some of you, maybe new material, but it's good to have no matter what, to remind ourselves what's in front of us here, what we have to do in our lives as far as like doing our budget, for example, right? Planning our money, telling our money what to do instead of trying to figure out where it went, right? That kind of thing. So are you guys, how many of you guys are in debt? How many of you guys are considering getting out of debt? Are you guys in the process? Are you stuck in the process, right? It's important to understand what needs and wants are, okay? So we'll break down needs and wants, right? Needs are things we have to have, right, for human beings to survive, right? Air, water, food, shelter, that kind of thing, right? Now, the modern times, we can break this down further. During the modern times, include transportation, sleep. I guess we need that, right? Of course, I didn't get a lot of it when I was going through my debt-free process, but wants are, or I guess you can include also socializing, I suppose, for needs. But wants are things that are on top of our needs. Wants are our desires, right? And everybody's wants and desires is going to be different, guys. Yours is going to be different than mine, right? You may want a new car. You may want new shoes. You might want to go get that new book that you saw, or you go shopping. You get instead of getting one box of cereal, you want another one. So you go get another one, right? Instead of getting one pair of shoes, you get all hooked up in that 2-for-1 special at the local shoe store, right? And you want not just your pair of shoes, but hey, you see another pair of shoes down on the aisle down there that looks pretty good. You want that too. So you get involved with a 2-for-1 special, right? That kind of thing. So according to trading and economics, right, the first quarter of 2023, consumer spending was at an all-time high. According to Motley Fool, the average auto loan, the total auto loan debt in the United States was $1.56 trillion, guys. Think about that. The total auto loan payment in the United States, the total was $1.56 trillion. That's how much we owe in auto loans. Average credit card account was $6,000. Total credit card accounts in the United States average $1 trillion, almost $1 trillion. So think about these stats. What do they mean, right? Think about that. When it comes to us during an average household during their budget, right? What do these stats mean, right? When we're trying to determine our needs and wants when it comes to do our budget, right? And knowing that, on top of that stat, knowing that the average household in America, almost 80%, have some form of debt. Let me tell you something. There's no guilt and shame I'm casting down to you, okay? Trust me, all right? We've all been here. We've all, look, I just did a video on me buying some Nikes, and I had buyer's remorse of those Nikes I bought. So there's no guilt and shame I'm putting down on you guys. We've all been there, right? We've all made a purchase that we didn't like, or we've all got crazy over our money and our spending habits, right? So that's where it's at, man. But hey, look, let me tell you guys something. Just remember, we all have to remember that our disposable income, we go out and buy stuff, we go out and buy our wants, things that over our basic needs. It creates an economy, right? The businesses go out and produce the stuff that we want, right? It leads to consumer spending a lot of times. What's consumer spending? Consumer spending are things like credit cards, car loans, right? Auto loans. You want to put student loans in there, you can. Payday loans. Don't forget about the payday loans, right? The ones that, you go out and get a loan and you pay it back in 2 weeks, maybe. So we have to consider these things when we're doing our budget and think about doing our budget. Remember, our budget is our pathway to victory, right? Our budget is our pathway to getting out of debt, building wealth, right? You ever thought about, if you were out of debt, putting your emergency fund in a bank or credit union, right? And then building wealth? Have you guys thought about that? I know I did. I thought it was way off in the distance, right? Way, like a dream. But I did it. So I want that for you guys. If you desire that, I want that for you guys. I assume that you guys are listening to this channel. You guys subscribe to me. That's your desire. That's what you want. Or you have some loved ones or from friends that you want that for. Okay? So according to keydifferences.com, let's talk about the differences between needs and wants, right? And they give a nice little graph here. I wrote it down, talking about the needs and wants differences. What it is: needs are a must-have, wants are something you desire. Survival, needs are essential, wants are non-essential. Change, needs remain constant over time, wants change over time. If you don't get it, needs, if you don't get your basic needs, you can get ill or die. Don't get it, wants just result in disappointment. So the differences between needs and wants is a big difference, right? It's a big difference between needs and wants. Again, we have to remind ourselves of these things when we're, this channel is all about, guys, is getting out of debt. Knowing that majority of the United States adults are in debt, and almost 60% of us stress over the debt we have, right? The biggest cause of divorce in this country or relationships ending are financial matters, finances. So this all correlates, man. This all correlates. And the reason why I'm here is to help people out here, right? It don't do me no good, guys, to sit here and be out of debt. I'm here to tell my story and to offer some inspiration out there to people out there who struggle. If that's you, you're listening to the right guy, because I'm out here to help people, to help you. So these are the reasons why I do this YouTube channel, and I believe this video is important. So remember, guys, all we just talked about today on needs and wants, and again, you want to be able to think about these things. Be conscientious of all what we just talked about when it comes down to doing your budget. What I would do is, when I first started, when I did my budget, was I did my basic essentials. Remember, your basic essentials are very important when you're doing your budget, when you're trying to get out of debt. That's all you really want to focus on. All the basic desires you have, wants and stuff like that, hey man, that goes by the wayside when you're trying to get out of debt, okay? Basically what you want to remember is the 50-30-20 rule, right? Usually if you're out of debt, 50% goes to your basic household items that you may need, right? Your needs. Transportation, food, clothing, shelter, that kind of thing, right? And then 30% will go to your like stuff you want to do, right? Your desires, right? In a perfect world now, that when you're out of debt and this is your disposable income, your 30%, and then your 20% will go to your savings, right, to build your wealth building, right? But when you're getting out of debt, man, let me tell you guys, when I was getting out of debt, 50% of my income after taxes was going to my needs, right? Transportation, food, shelter, clothing, right? 50% was going to my debt, right? All right? That's where it's at. So there was no socializing. There was no, for me, I can't speak for you, but I'm telling you for me, there was none of that. I was on the grind, man, constantly. I worked 3 hours or 3 jobs all around the clock. I think I slept like 3 to 4 hours a day for years, okay? This is my life. This is how I got out of debt, okay? So 50% after that was going toward my debt, right? And even still, on the Dave Ramsey Total Makeover Plan, I had a hard time adjusting. But eventually I got it. And that could be for you too. I want this for you guys because I struggled with all this, right? Until I finally got it like a year and a half later, right? But I want you guys, you young guys out there, younger than me, I want you to get it. I want you to get it quicker than I did, so you can get to your wealth building, man. So that's what this is all about, all right? So again, understand, right? Tell your money what to do instead of wondering where it went, okay? That's what this is all about. Okay, K-2s, good to have you here. I want to just give you guys a little tidbit information. If you're new to the channel, hey, subscribe. You like the channel? You like what you heard today? Like it. Share with somebody else. There's people out here who need to hear this information. Take care of yourselves. Again, always remember, we have come too far to forget who we are. So take it to another level. Raise the bar. Only then can we toast to ancestor stars. Peace.